was living in an apartment, and the manager of the apartment was drugging my food. So basically, she would enter my apartment, open the refrigerator, and go through my food, and the next thing I know, I was out of my mind, and I couldn't have any feeling in my body. When I cleared out my system a little bit with the activated charcoal, I could see clearly my apartment manager was facilitating drug and rape, as well as putting chemicals in my food when I was gone. The last time I saw my son, I was at my apartment, and the apartment manager was sex trafficking me. I remember coming in and out of consciousness. I had an IV in my arm. I was being drugged. I was very numb, but still trying to pick up things and keep them in my memory. I believe my son was in that apartment with me. There was a moment that I'm almost certain I heard my son Memo's voice. I specifically remember him saying that, "Mom, you don't know how to have sex." After I was able to leave my apartment, I gathered all my stuff together. I went to my car, I drove off. I started taking activated charcoal, clearing my mind out a little bit, and remembering my son more and more. I was in a panic. My son was involved with human traffickers.
Wow. Jill, I gotta ask you, I've been doing this 45 years, and I have interviewed a lot of rape victims, but I don't believe I've ever interviewed anyone that has been the victim of this kind of ghastly, atrocious, serial offenses that's so matter-of-fact about it.
You know, it's interesting that you say it like that. In order to be this person that represents, maybe sex trafficking, I want to be clear-headed, move forward, and I am a little bit matter-of-fact, you're right, but...
You say that you have been sex trafficked in every location that you've moved to in the past 20 years.
There's been multiple locations, and it's been horrible.
And you say that you were drugged and raped by various doctors, a person at the courthouse, a former classmate, and none of these people would seem to know each other.
But like I said, I believe it's my family.
And so you think your sister was involved in this?
Yes, and her husband.
And what would their motive be?
My theory is financial gain.
You accuse various people of drugging you and raping you in Santa Barbara. The list of names included Harvey Weinstein, the NXIVM sex cult, and Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
So the Internal Affairs did do an investigation, and according to the email response from the Internal Affairs investigation to Jill, they said, quote, "Your complaint allegations were determined to be unfounded."
And that, I don't know the law and how it works essentially behind all this, but you wash your clothes, you take a shower. It doesn't mean you haven't been raped.
Is it possible that these memories that have come rushing back and these recent thoughts are not in fact real?
I'm waking up to being infected with a sexual transmitted disease. I'm waking up to bruises on my stomach. It's very evident. I'm pregnant. How can I be pregnant if I didn't have consensual sex? There's no way.
Well, you gave us medical evidence of that.
Yes.
And when we looked at the medical evidence, there was no mention of any pregnancy. You said, "I have proof, medical proof of the pregnancy." And here it is. According to medical documents provided by you to us from July 9th of 19, the medical document says abdominal pain, a mass-like structure in the lower uterus cervix, no mention of pregnancy.
The records
then
are...
2/25/20, diagnosis, dysmenorrhea, risk factor, none, no mention of pregnancy. So there's a lot of talk around it. There's no proof there.
I was pregnant. Whatever I gave you wasn't complete.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.